Greetings, all you shit pigs, and welcome to week 4. I hope you guys are recovered and recuperating from my dominant win over Kyle, proving that I am without a doubt the best team in not only this league, but in any league. If you took the ultimate fantasy football team and they had a fantasy team, that would be my team. And it's not like Kyle went out and just shit the bed either. He threw out Julio Jones, who had probably the best game of his career, Joseph Randle, who also probably had the best game of his career, just to lose to my well-oiled, fine-rigged machine of a team. My team is dominant. My team is like as if the 72 Dolphins had non-consensual sex with the 85 Bears, and they birthed a daughter, and that daughter just grew up just to get fingered by Tom Brady in his 4 Super Bowl rings. That is my team. I will destruct you and anyone in my path and high step in the end zone while doing it. So I bring all challengers. Chris, John, you have not felt the wrath that Brandon, Troy, and Kyle have all felt. Undefeated, baby. Let's go.
Suplex City, bitch!
Meanwhile, in the baby pool, we had the battle of the incompetences. Brandon went one-on-one against Troy, which Troy snuck by with that trusty old Denver Broncos offense again, because really that's all you play when you play Troy. Chris and John was our final matchup, and that turned out to be a classic. Both guys bringing it hard in the paint, but all they really did was prove at the end of the day that they're not quite as good as the champion to be.
Now, as your league commissioner, I have some other business to move on to. It was brought to my attention this past week from 2 people in the league that there's been some rule changes that people don't really agree with. First one being IR slot. Once upon a time, we used to have this little thing called the IR slot where if you had a guy who went down, say like a Dez Bryant, who was out for 7 to 10 weeks, whatever the hell it may be, you could go ahead and stash him without having to drop him. Well, how this is vital to basketball, with it being a long-ass season, you having Kevin Durant, and God forbid Derrick Rose is hurt every other third day, then yes, it is very needed. But in football is a very week-to-week basis. So I think the strategy comes in to where you should have to be like, should I go ahead and drop him? Maybe I can add him again week 6. Or maybe I'll just not take my chances and keep him on my roster, but not be able to get another guy like a Terrence Williams. That's up to you guys to decide. IR slot. Vote yes or no if you want it back for football. I say no. Brandon says it's okay as long as it's in basketball, but he's good with that in football. Chris, he brought to my attention the waiver order. As you may know, in years past, football sometimes has it, since it is week to week, whoever lost that week and is at the bottom of the standings, they get rewarded with the top pick in the waiver order. I don't like to reward people who lose with top waiver order picks. So I changed it to, you use it, you get bumped to the end of the line. Okay, folks? You gotta play smart here. You gotta realize who's worth it, who's not. Chris is going out, he's adding Baltimore's defense as his #1 waiver priority. That's on you. That's a shit show pick, okay? Use it smartly, folks. Troy, you're #1 right now, and I know you don't add drop people. It's very rare that you do. But I also know you're the kind of guy who knows about that waiver order pick, and you'll probably stash it until someone on the waiver order who's actually worth it, waiver wire, I'm sorry, is actually worth it, is going to be worth the pick. So I vote yes to the way it is. If you use it, you get bumped to the end of the line. It's not my fault you fucked it up and picked Matt Jones week 1 and it didn't work out. Okay? So, yes, no on the waiver order and the IR. Thank you.
Now it is time for your Week 4 Go for 2 League Fun Fact. As many of you know, in 2013, Troy won his very first fantasy title, taking over the league, only to follow it up with the very worst performance the next year, claiming the true title of first to worst. But there was someone who joined him along with the good times and the bad times, as Troy has owned Demaryius Thomas in every single year of him playing fantasy football. Demaryius Thomas has never been on another person's rosters other than Troy's. That has been your Go for 2 League Fun Fact.